Welcome back, Football Manager fanatics, to a brand new mini series called 8-Minute Tactics. And in this series, I'll be looking back at the FM versus Showdown to see if the tactics that we create will work in Football Manager. Now, the three teams we're going to test in today's episode is going to be Villareal, because that's the team that I had to use in FM versus Showdown. We're going to be going to Italy with Atalanta and into France with Brest. Now, as always, these tactics tests are completed with no manager experience, no badges, transfer window is closed, and the assistant manager is going to be going on holiday for the whole season. Let's see how we get on. Firstly, let me show you a quick clip of the FM versus Showdown with me creating this tactic in 8 minutes. When that's done, we'll go into a deeper dive and then we'll complete our tactic test. Now, the spinning wheel has said that we're going to have 3 defenders and 2 strikers, so at least a little bit more to play around with in the midfield with this one. I want to utilise wing backs as well. So the tactic that we're going to go with, I think I do like gegenpress, especially I want to kind of overload the midfield as well. Somewhat similar to this. So 3 at the back, although I do need 2 strikers, but we will use this to kind of get going with anyway. So let's get our 2 strikers in, because I kind of made a mistake last time with doing this. And do we want someone just behind the striker? Potentially. Do we stagger our midfield? So advanced playmaker on support, 2 advanced forwards on attack. You know what, let's get our wing backs on attack as well. Do we go with complete wing back? I mean, they do stay wider and they do get further up the position, up the pitch. So complete wing back on support here. So we'll have an anchor on this position here, 2 wide centre backs, no nonsense centre back, and a goalkeeper on defend. So in possession, what we're going to be looking at, I think we should go wide attacking width here. Do we want the overlap on the left and the right? I mean, yes, we do. So we'll control with this. We haven't really got any ball playing defenders, so I don't want to play out of the defence. I want to just kind of get it to our midfielders and just distribute to the wing backs when we can. Shorter passing directness and a higher tempo as well, because why not? In the final third, we're going to go with low crosses, and I've got 3.5 minutes left, so doing better than last time. Run of the defence more as well, those as they are. So distribute centre backs, don't want to do that. We'll distribute it to the full-backs on the flank. Maybe we just distribute to the flanks here. And then out of possession, high line engagement. I don't want to do the higher press line. Lubo's got 3 strikers to compete with, so we're not going to step up more either. And we're going to keep it simple. Now, this is a tactic that we used in the second episode of the FM versus Showdown. As you can see, it's a 3-3-1-1-2 potentially, or a 5-1-1-1-2, whichever you want to go with. A custom gegenpress, positive mentality here. In possession, fairly wide attacking width with pass into space, overlap on the right and left, focus down the right and left, and to play at the defence, shorter passing directness with a higher tempo as well. Low crosses in the final third, and run at the defence also. Counter press and counter, distribute to the flanks, and to take short kicks in transition. Out of possession, high line press of engagement with a standard defensive line, trigger press much more often, and to prevent short goalkeeper distribution as well. Now, with the roles, goalkeeper on defend, no additional tactics. 2 wide centre backs with cross from deep, hold position, and to stay wider, either side of a no-nonsense centre back on defend, with shoot less often, dribble less, more direct passes, take fewer risks, and to hold position as well. Now, 2 complete wing backs on support, with get further forward, stay wider, and to roam from position as well. An anchor as our defensive midfielder position with shoot less often, dribble less, take fewer risks, and to hold position as well. A ball win midfielder in the middle on support, just with tackle harder as an instruction. A second striker or a shadow striker, dribble more, take more risks, get further forward, and to move into the channels, with 2 advanced forwards with move into channels on both of these. Now, the first test is going to be with Villareal, because that's the team that I had to choose in the FM versus Showdown. Let's get into it. And what a fantastic achievement this is. We've actually won the La Liga with Villareal. 25 wins across the season, 10 draws, only 3 losses, a plus goal difference of 48 with 85 points on the board. 4 clear of Real Madrid and 13 clear of Barcelona. Fantastic achievement here. In the player stats, Gerard Moreno with 20 goals, 3rd in La Liga. Average rating, top of the charts there with 7.54 for Moreno. And Alfonso Pedraza with 14 assists across the season. Moreno was third with 8 player of the matches. We're not involved with the clean sheets, nor with the yellow cards either. But if we have a look at the team, how we performed across the season in La Liga, we scored 94 goals, one more than Real Madrid, 3 of those coming from corners. We had the third most shots for. We're not involved with the fewest shots against or the pass completion, but we are 8th for most possession with an average of 53%. Tackles won, we're not involved, nor with the dribbles made, nor the clean sheets, but 5th for the fewest conceded, with 46 conceded across the season. Now in the Europa League, we didn't actually qualify from the group, but we were runners-up in the Conference League as well. We lost to Aston Villa 4-1 in the final. Personally, a bit of a gut wrench that is, but I mean, we won the La Liga. We dethroned Real Madrid and Barcelona, so a fantastic achievement there. We have a look at the schedule and how we did perform in the league. Obviously, we only lost 3 games across the whole season, so I'm hoping we get some good results here. And we didn't actually lose until March. What a fantastic achievement, even though we did lose 7-1 to Barcelona. I mean, some big victories here. Atletico Pamplona beat them 5-1, beat Granada 5-2, a 4-1 against Real Madrid, 4-1, absolutely fantastic. Beat Barca 3-1, Almeria 5-1. Wow. I mean, we lost 7-1 to Barcelona, which is tragic. We lost to Vigo, and we lost to Getafe as well. But I'm so impressed with this. How did our team perform overall? I'm interested in Jeremy Pino, who's actually not involved. Weirdly enough here, Gerard Moreno with 23 goals and 12 assists. Alexander Sorloth with 23 goals and no assists. Alex Baena with 18 goals and 4 assists. Denis Suarez 14 and 3, with Jose Luis Morales with 12 and 9. Now the next test is going to be with Atalanta. Let's see how we get on. Now with Atalanta, we have finished in 5th place in the Serie A. 20 wins, 7 draws, 11 losses, a plus goal difference of 20, with 67 points on the board, quite comfortably in 5th position as well. Now for the player stats, we're not involved with the top goal scorers or the average rating, but Matteo Ruggeri has joint 2nd with 11 assists across the season. No one in the player of the matches, clean sheets or the yellow cards either, but let's have a look at how we performed across the season. We're 5th for the most goals scored with 68 in the Serie A, scoring more than Inter Milan as well. Most shots for, we actually topped the chart here with 531 across the season. We're not involved in the fewest against or the best pass completion, neither for possession either. Most tackles won, not involved, but 4th for dribbles made, 4th for clean sheets as well, joint with Inter, Juventus and Napoli. But we're not involved in the fewest conceded, so a bit of a weird one there, how we had the most clean sheets, but we must have conceded quite a few goals. In the Europa League, we're knocked out in the round of 16 by Olympique Marseille, and the quarter-final of the Italian Cup, we were knocked out to Lazio. So, now looking at the schedule, we started off with a loss to Juventus 2-0, but then we went on a big winning streak here, potentially 9 games there in a row, before we lost to Bologna and to Roma. We conceded quite a few big losses here, 4-2 to Roma, 3-2 to AC Milan, a 4-3 to Frosinone, but some big victories as well. 4-1 against Genoa, a 3-0 against Torino, 3-0 against Udinese, and a 4-0 against Juventus. So pretty nice to see. Obviously we lost 11 across the season. Yeah, can't complain too much. Looking at the squad and how we performed across the season, Gianluca Scamacca with 18 goals and 5 assists. Charles de Caletier with 17 goals and 8 assists. Adamola Lookman 13 goals and 4 assists, with Villareal getting 10 and 1 and Coop Miners getting 9 and 5. Now Matteo Ruggeri got 16 assists across the season as well. So it wasn't a bad test with Atalanta coming in 5th position. But our last test is going to be with Brest in France. Let's get into it. And lastly, the test with Brest, we finished in 6th place. Absolutely fantastic this is. 15 wins, 8 draws, 11 losses across the season. We finished with a plus goal difference of 17 as well, and finishing on 53 points, qualifying for the Europa League. Now, looking at the player stats, Steve Mooney got 23 goals, joint 2nd in the division. We're not involved in the average rating, nor the assists, player of the matches, clean sheets, or the yellow cards. But how did we perform as a team across the season? We scored the 4th most amount of goals in Ligue 1 with 61 across the season. third for most shots taken as well. We're not involved with a few shots against pass completion, but we are 8th for most possession, an average of 51%. Most tackles won, we're not involved, nor were the dribbles made, clean sheets, but we are 7th for fewest conceded, with 44 across the season. Now, we were knocked out in the 10th round of the French Cup to Paris Saint-Germain. Let's see how we performed in the league. Are there any big wins or big losses with this tactic as well? Well, we started off quite well. A 5-2 victory against RC Lens and a 4-0 victory against Harbour AC. A 4-2 against Lyon as well, but we did lose to Rennes in that time. And then we had a bit of a bad spell where we lost to Nice, Lille and Paris Saint-Germain 3-0. But you know, this last little bit at the end of the season wasn't fantastic, but we had some good victories in there as well. A 3-0 against Toulouse, 4-0 against Havre, a 3-2 against Nice, and a 3-2 against Metz as well. How did we perform against Paris Saint-Germain? We drew with them on the return leg. Looking at how the squad performed across the season, Mooney with 24 goals and 3 assists, clearly our biggest threat there. Kenny Lala with 7 goals and 12 assists, with Martin Satriano 7 and 2, and Le Duran with 7 and 10. Now, I think the highlight of this test is going to be winning La Liga with Villareal. A fantastic achievement. We picked Real Madrid and Barcelona to the post. It's quite an interesting tactic as well, especially with the second striker and a bit of asymmetrical in the defensive line as well. If you do like this video, let me know down below. Hit the like button and subscribe. Check out the FM versus Showdown if you haven't already, and I'll see you on another video.